Hello YouTube and welcome. Thank you for joining me for another video. And just like the thumbnail says, I'll be explaining NBA Top Shot in plain English. Now, I was motivated to create this series, and there are going to be a lot of these, and I'm going to do one every single day. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button so that, the algorithm of YouTube tells people, hey, check this out. This might be interesting to you. But yeah, make sure you subscribe. I'll be doing a series of these videos talking about the NBA Top Shot because I've put in several dozen hours in the whole Top Shot NFT blockchain, trying to get my simple brain to understand it. And I know that it's very complicated. And right now on YouTube, the only, I guess, handful of people that are talking about NBA Top Shot are, the people that I'm a little older, the people that I would have seen in the grocery store 15 years ago on the floor kicking and screaming because they weren't getting their way. So coming to YouTube to get some type of bare bones, factual information is hard to do. So why not take up the mantle myself and grab my mic and start recording, right? So NBA Top Shot. Let's talk about what this is. Now, before we do that, we're going to talk about an article that ran 2 days ago, and it ran in the Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and also it ran in Forbes. And it gives a breakdown of NBA Top Shot and their new funding round. Now, NBA Top Shot is in beta, which means it's in development. It's not ready yet. It's been around for about 6 months openly, so people can, experience the platform. They figure everything out, get it to where people can get their moments, trade their moments, sell their moments, buy new moments. I'll get into all that in a minute. Now, in this article, and I'll give you guys the link to it, but this is from the Wall Street Journal, and this is 2 days ago, or you can find it in Forbes, or you can find the article in USA Today. And I'm using this as a concrete reference point so that you can get the facts about it. Now, Top Shot is an officially licensed NBA product, licensed by the NBA and the NBA Players Association. So this is real deal. And in the article, it goes on to explain that, Dapper Labs, which is a company that I guess came to the NBA and said, hey, we know your seats aren't filling because of the current situation of the world right now. What about getting into the NFT space? NFT is a non-fungible token, of course. I'll get into that also. And the NBA said, okay, we're in. And the NBA went in, and now there's a new round of investors that have came on board. And as you can read here when you get to this article, Dapper Lab draws investors that include basketball legends Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, seeking to cash in on a digital collectible craze. So that's what it's all about. It's a digital collectible. Now, this latest round of investors is led by Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant, among others, betting that the company behind NBA Top Shot is poised to become and build on the craze of digital collectibles. Looks like Tuesday, Dapper Labs said that it raised $305 million from investors, including the NBA legends that we talked about a second ago, and other athletes and celebrities such as Stephon Diggs, Ashton Kutcher, Shawn Mendes, Will Smith. The deal, led by, looks like Coatue Management, values the company at $2.6 billion. And according to people familiar with the matter, NBA Top Shot is a site where basketball fans can own a digital copy of a video highlight, such as a dunk or in-game winning shot. And I'll go down here and I'll let you guys, let's see if I can read more. Let you guys see here. It's not much in here. But there was also a feature on Saturday Night Live when they talked about what an NFT was. And that was a big hit. So we've covered that. I'll give you the link for the Wall Street Journal, but let's hop back over to NBA Top Shot and let you guys look at it. Once you create an account, you'll have a login and you'll have some type of generic username that you can change. You would then go and select your favorite team, and you be off to the races. Okay. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is going to be packs. Now, the pre-order pack is the most recent pack that came out a couple of days ago. And with the pre-order pack, you simply pay for it. This pack costs $9. It's delivered to you within a couple of days. Now, this one I think comes out sometime around the 7th of April. Now, they also have immediate purchase packs. And the way that system works is you would get a notification that, hey, packs are going to be available. And I've only been in this for a couple of weeks, so I've seen it to where they'll email you, or you get a notification the day before saying, okay, at 9 o'clock Pacific time, we're going to announce the new pack, and, you know, get in line. And getting in line would be, you would go to the website now, and there'll be a button that'll say join the queue, and you join the queue, which is you getting in virtual line to get one of these packs, and it'll tell you how many packs are available and where you are in the line. So it's a first come, first serve basis. So if the line starts at 9 and you get on at 1 o'clock, there's a slim chance, but if you get on at 9, it's a better chance of you actually getting a pack. Once you get a pack, that pack is going to be filled with moments. Now, what are moments? Moments are, think of it like highlights from games, and the moments may be from well-known players, superstars. It could be from anybody in the NBA. Game-winning shots, dunks, layups, everything that you could think of that you would see as a highlight. And I'll put this into an analogy. You're looking at it like trading cards. Trading cards. They're highlights of the players. They're pictures of the players, and they're collectible because they're numbered. And because the coveted one would be from a star player or a superstar player or a player who later on became a superstar, and you have one of their cards. Same principle with NBA Top Shot. So within the pack, you'll get some moments. That gives you a chance to get moments, and they're numbered. So you might have this one here, which was the Cool Cats. This was a $14 pack. I was able to grab one of these. And inside this pack, there was one common Cool Cat Series 2, and there were 4 base sets. And they go on to tell you here, looks like there was a total of 675,000 packs, and an additional 7,500 packs will be reserved for giveaways, customer service, and promotional purposes. But 67,500 of these were available. So within these packs, if you were able to get in line and get one, you got a numbered card. Common Cool Cats, and let's show you what one of those look like here. If I go to my collection and I go to this one here, this is one that I got inside the Cool Cats pack, and as you can see, it's Goran Dragic, and just looking at that, it's just a highlight play of Goran Dragic, and this is collectible because this is number 6,151 out of 15,000. So forevermore, there were only 15,000 of these particular plays that were made into a Top Shot. And I've got 6,151 of that. And the Top Shot itself, it's the play, of course. It's the graphic that the play contains. It gives you the game date. This is from Christmas Day of 20. Just more graphics of it. You know, a cool picture of the player, the graphic of what particular set this came out of. This came out of the Cool Cat set. And more graphics. And finally, team logo, Top Shot logo, and legal information. But I own this. This is mine. Nobody else has it. And the term non-fungible means that, how do I explain this? If you had two $1 bills, and I were to exchange my $1 bill for your $1 bill, that's a fungible token. We both end up with the $1 bill. We both end up with $1. A non-fungible token means that there may be more than one of this thing. There may be more than one of this thing, but each one of them is individual and they're non-fungible. So they're not the same. Even though they may look the same, even though they may have all the same characteristics, the simple fact that they're numbered and they're in the blockchain as an individual item, they're non-fungible. So the non-fungible token applies to this thing. And if you want to think about the blockchain, my simple way of understanding it is if you thought about a ledger, and that ledger was your daily record. Now, each page in the ledger corresponds to the page before it and the page after it. So if you had a ledger and it was, I don't know, this giant desk ledger that had a couple of thousand pages, you could flip to any page in that ledger that had been completed, and it will correspond to the page before it, the page after it, and it would also be necessary to have that ledger complete. So if you were to rip out a page of that ledger theoretically would be incomplete. So that's how the blockchain works. Each item in the blockchain exists because the item before it did, and the item after only exists because that item existed. So it's a secure system. There's no way to manipulate it. There's no way to change it. There's no way to hack it. There's no way to circumvent the protection, because back to the ledger analogy, every page that came before it relies on that page being there, and every page that came after it relies on that page being there. So you rip one page out or you change one page in the ledger, you would have to change every page before it and every page after it. And we're not talking about a book with 1,000 pages of ledger information. We're talking about an infinite number of blockchain entries where each one is dependent on the other one. So that further solidifies my thought, my statement. I'm losing myself here. That further solidifies my statement that these are non-fungible, because this one that you're looking at here, this one's important in the blockchain because none of the ones before it are important, would exist without this one. None of the ones after it would exist without this one. So that's out the way. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys too much, and especially not myself. But it's a great opportunity to grab some collectibles if you're into collecting things, if you're into sports collecting. I want you guys to remember to do the research. There are a couple of different credible sources on YouTube that can give you, a better breakdown of what an NFT is. Can give you a better breakdown of what the blockchain is. But in plain English, what I'm giving you here in this series of videos is going to be what Top Shot is. So, going to the marketplace, you can list this stuff by, looks like right now it's listed by listing date newest. So these are the newest things that would have came out. So we're going to look at something pretty interesting here. We're going to look at the lowest asking price from highest to lowest. Right now, there's a LeBron James dunk that's going for $250,000. Now, the person that has this has it up for sale because it's from the Legendary pack. It's number 59, and it's highly sought after because of the player involved, the pack that it came out of, and of course the serial number. And there's only one listing. There's only one person that's got this. And this person, the original person that got this, most likely, if we click on it here, let's see here. Now, one of the great things about it being in the blockchain is that each and every transaction that ever happened is searchable. So we can see the complete sales history of this particular card that's going for $250,000. And it looks like this card, number 12 of 59, the first entry in the blockchain that it had was September the 28th of 20, and it looks like that card sold for $1,100 or $1,200. And then you can see where other cards were sold around that amount, and you can see that it gradually grew. First sale of a card like this out of this series, number 12 went for $1,200, and now it's went up to where we are now, where number 12 again sold for $210,000. So number 12 of 59, the original sale was for $1,199. The most recent sale of card number 12 of 59, the same card, which was on March the 20th of 21, was for $210,000. Now we're dealing with real money here. This isn't any type of, pretend slot machine, video game, app money. These are real dollars that we're talking about here. And once you sign up to the NBA Top Shot, I'm just stunned that, how could I wrap my head around having a card like this? But once you sign into NBA Top Shot, you will, of course, create a username. We'll give you something random and you'll make it your own. But after that, you will have the opportunity to put money in your Dapper balance. Dapper balance is kind of like a universal payment system where you could take your money, put it into the Dapper balance, and spend from your Dapper balance. And if you don't want to do that, you can use your card and you can just pay from your card. The transactions are secure. Everything works as the way it should. When this pack came out, this one here, this pre-order pack, which looking at it here, it doesn't say, it doesn't say sold out, but I believe this was just for a short window of opportunity. But when this pack came out and I got the notification that, hey, we're doing a pre-order pack, if you want one, get in line for one. I got in line for one. I got my card out. I put in my card information, put $10 in my Dapper account, and I bought the card. It came out to like $9.78. I don't remember exactly what it was. And when this pack is delivered to me, I will have the chance of hopefully within that pack getting something highly collectible, a superstar player, a #1 serial number, or something that's more valuable than the $9 that I spent on it. And if there are 3 cards in here going to the marketplace, looks like the lowest ask for any card right now. Come on, computer. Lowest ask for any card right now looks like Josh Okogie, which is $7. So if I got 3 $7 cards in that pack that I paid $9 for, I would have made $21 for my $9 investment. But I'm team hold, so every card that I get, I'm holding on to it because I know that the user base, and if we go back to Wall Street Journal, they say clearly here, of course I can't find it, but they say clearly here that the company only has a total user count of around 800,000. Now that's going up every day. And if you think about the NBA and it's having hundreds of millions of fans, you can see where this can go. And right now, being in beta, which is right here, not a lot of people know about it. The buzz is just starting. We've got the Wall Street Journal column. We've got the USA Today column. We've got Sports Center has talked about it. We've got ESPN shows that have talked about it. We've got the NBA highlight shows that have talked about it. But it's not commercially marketed yet. They're doing more of an organic marketing where, just let it buzz around a little bit. There are people that you follow on Twitter to talk about it. There are people that put stuff out on YouTube that talk about it. And if anything, remember, I'm never going to give you guys financial advice. What I am going to give you is a straight down the pipe perspective of it and what I see. Now, going back to what is available right now. Let's just scroll down here if it'll let me. The ones that are CC, they're common cards in common circulation, and you see it's numbered of 35,000 with the potential of being higher. And they can make as many of those as they want, which these are collectible in their own way. Because being a fan, my favorite team, the Grizzlies, have a history with Rudy Gay. He was a big time player here in the city for a long time. And going down the line, I'm sure everybody can find a player that they like. Everybody can find a player that they, appreciate their work and appreciate them, or appreciate that play, or I was at that game, or I remember that game. And let's see if I want to show one. Here we go. This JaMychal Green. This is also, he plays for Denver Nuggets now, but he also played for the Memphis Grizzlies. So I like JaMychal Green. And I know that this particular card is a common card, but it's a limited edition. And it's of 15,000. So there will forevermore be only 15,000 of this card featuring JaMychal Green's dunk from January 3rd of this year. And clicking on it here, it looks like the lowest ask for this card is $10. And it tells you how many are available for sale, sold by how many collectors. And let's take a look at the play. It's a simple dunk. Gives a good shot of the player. I think it's pretty cool. Now, as a collector, I want this. I 100% want this, because I can build or rebuild my Grizz team from a couple of years ago by having all these players, even though they may be from different teams now. I can have all the players that I watched from a couple of years ago in my collection. And okay, I've got a JaMychal Green. Now, out of 15,000, and you remember that there are only 800,000 or so, we'll round it up. There are only 1 million people who actually know about this site. So this JaMychal Green card, once he retires, if he has a game where he scores 150 points, if his career takes off or his career comes to a devastating stop, there are only 15,000 of this card. So a year from now, someone may want this card that I could potentially buy for $10. So if I were in the mindset of I'm going to buy this now and later this may be worth something, this would be a good choice for me. Because the way I look at it, I only want limited editions. Because any of the other ones, unless you have number 1 or maybe number 69 or maybe number 420, any one of those other cards that end in CC, they can continue to be produced. They can continue to be produced as filler cards. You know, like I do when you collected or you bought bubblegum cards when you were a kid, you would have the card that you would have 17 of the same card, but you'd be chasing that one, Kobe Bryant card or something like that. And speaking of Kobe Bryant, they do have the ability to create top shots of any player at any time, because this is an NBA licensed product. So we'll take a look at one of the cards, which I think is pretty cool. And it's from Steve Nash. And it's from the Run It Back collection. And this is Steve Nash from the Lakers. And it looks like this game was April the 8th of 2014. So this is a moment in time. I'm trying to see who's in this play. You can see a couple of the players. You can't see Kobe or anything in it, but there are only 37 of these available. And they're going for $4,800 for this Steve Nash assist, which, with the Run It Back series, where this comes from, the possibilities of Top Shot giving you plays from, players who aren't in the league anymore, and from decades of when, we may have had different type of plays, like I'll just say the 90s. If I could get a hold of a Steve Kukoc or a Scottie Pippen or Tony Kukoc or Scottie Pippen or Horace Grant from the 90s, oh my goodness, or Shaq from Orlando Magic or Hardaway, you can see the possibilities here of getting a hold of something that's highly collectible, and you don't have to worry about it being authenticated or graded because it exists in the blockchain. It's an NFT that is uncounterfeitable, if that's a word, and it's something that you could potentially own. And if it's not one of those highlight players like a Shaq or Kobe or Michael Jordan or LeBron James or something, if you're just collecting them and you're not trying to get rich, I mean, it's a cool collectible to have. I've talked for a while on this video. This is number one. I hope I didn't confuse you guys too much. I hope I didn't stumble through this too much. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Stay tuned for number two, and so on and so on. And thank you guys.